Now, you and I both know through our different experiences and also our joint experience that it's one thing to create a plan, to have rules established and all the rest of it. But that in fact, to actually make sure the plan is executed, implemented, and that you get the results that you're looking for is a whole other story. And so and we've had times in meetings where there's been a little bit of, oh right, this was supposed to happen, that was supposed to be done, and that sort of thing. When you look to where you're positioned now in terms of your ability to really manage the follow-up, the follow-through, the implementation, the execution, and that sort of thing, do you feel that you're in an increasingly better place than you were in the past?
Oh, most definitely. This process that I've talked about has kind of helped us articulate. Sometimes people might feel confused, but when you look at the bigger picture and say, okay, we were going this way, but because of this, we're now going to go this way. Right. So it's almost, and it's a matter of communicating and then making people understand. Just because we set a target in 2020 doesn't mean that target is the same target in 2021. Things change, things are changing all the time. So we have to be able to have an agile, flexible plan that we can communicate on a regular basis to identify the challenges in front of us, to say, okay, we said we're going to do this, but we have to get this done first, because you sometimes don't realize what step 3 is. You might get through step 1 and 2 and thinking step 3, but really step 3 is step 4, because something just was unknown that you didn't know about. So you're like, okay, we got to get that done now before we can get step 4 done. So, but it helps you start it off and move in a direction that you can change, modify, and communicate. If the communication is probably the most vital part of it all, and this helps us get to that point, to be able to communicate from the SMT level right down to middle management, down to the guys who have their boots on the ground.
Yeah, and certainly, I mean, these days, maybe more than ever in recent history, the need to be agile, to be responsive, to be able to turn quickly, given, well, the world as we know it today with COVID and all the restrictions and the effect on the economy, the effect on people's lives, all of that spills over into the business world. And I'm sure that you're feeling the effects of it in a variety of different ways. So, anything that we can do to be agile and responsive to those changes certainly is going to pay significant benefits. So it's good to hear that's helping in your case.
Most definitely. The one thing I'd like to add to that is, when you're a small business, call it, you're the most agile. You're making all the decisions, you're doing everything, but you can't continue that way. Although you're really agile, but you're limited in what you can do because you can't be every place. Having the right people in the right places, making the right decisions, and giving them the authority to make those decisions doesn't happen overnight. But that's what helps us keep that agility, so that I don't have to make those decisions anymore. All I have to know is, what is the overall performance? Are we meeting the targets? Are we achieving what we need to achieve? So that things keep moving and we keep meeting what we said we're going to outline in our strategy.